All right, what's up guys? I wanted to record this quick video to talk about how to maximize your client retention in your digital marketing agency and really the importance of strategic reporting. So I really think client retention is mission critical to the success or failure of any digital marketing agency. Charging a monthly retainer fee, you want those clients to stick around, want them to keep paying. And I really think there's a handful of things you can do that can really improve the probability of the client staying around for years and years and retaining at a percentage greater than 97% or higher. And that's what I'm going to explain on this video with a focus around strategic reporting and the key things you actually want to present to your clients. So stay tuned. Before we dive in, I just want to say that a study was done by Bain, and Bain Research Company found that a 5% increase in your client retention can increase your profits by as much as 25 to 95%. So getting this right not only makes your life easier, not only makes you more confident, but it's going to make you more money as well. Really, I found that there's three key pillars that drive retention and drive higher retention rates for digital marketing agencies. The first is world-class onboarding. When you get a new client, the experience you take them through on the front end, how you get the usernames and passwords, how you communicate what's going to happen next, how you set expectations can make a big difference. The next, and really what I want to emphasize on this video, is effective communication. It's effective reporting. It's the communication rhythm and how you help them understand what you're doing month in and month out and how you focus their attention on the key outcomes and the key results that you're actually bringing to the table. And of course, the third is success management. As you grow, as you scale, as you go from, let's say having 10, 15 clients to having 50 to 60 plus clients, you have to have the right mechanisms in place so that you don't have to retain the clients, but you've got account management staff that do, and so that you can keep a pulse on their activities. You can keep a pulse on their relationship across the board. I've got deep dive training that goes into this. I really want to focus on effective communication for the sake of this video. But when it comes to onboarding, first, always think about welcoming with a bang and appreciation. I find so many agencies don't do this right. They sign up the client, they send them a welcome form, and they get to work potentially, or they wait for the form to get filled out. There's an opportunity to orchestrate an experience, to put physical things like welcome baskets and appreciation notes in the mail that can really set the pace in a professional way. The second is we want to make sure we've got the collection of data as seamless as possible so that that client can fill out the form, get the information to you that you need, logins, USP information, but also not feel like they're filling out a 100-page sheet, but that it becomes a very seamless process. And the third is we want to engineer quick wins, which means we want to make sure we're not just going to work and going radio silent for some period of time, but that while we've got a great experience, we've got great communication happening right out of the gates, we're also figuring out what are some things we can do, maybe run a database reactivation campaign, maybe launch a very targeted pay-per-click campaign to landing pages right out of the gates to engineer quick wins. So they start to get some leads, they start to get some results from your service as quickly as possible. I found when you get this part down right, they're going to stick with you for the first three to 6 months. And really what you do in the first week, the first 30 days sets the pace for whether that client's going to be with you 12 months from now or not. So that's really important. Now, secondarily, once you get the client launched and things are off the ground and their site is launched, their pay-per-click campaign is running, let's just say, where a lot of agencies fumble is in the effectiveness of their communication. And I really think you want a couple of things. Number one, you want strategic reporting and KPIs. So in our agency, what we did was we would get started with the client, we'd send them a login, we'd kind of get to work, and we'd go radio silent. We'd build out the website, we'd run some organic traffic, and eventually their phone would start to ring, and we'd hope they stick with us. And then month 3, month 6, month 7, they'd want to check in. They'd be like, hey, how's it going? What's going on? And we're like, well, you're getting results, like you're getting leads. What else do you need, right? And we had a retention problem because of that. And then we kind of changed the script a little, like, well, they want reports. Let's set up reports, right? And we turned on, keyword ranking reports, and we set up automatic analytics data reports, and we started turning on monthly and weekly reports that went to the client that covered all of this technical mumbo jumbo that the client didn't care about. And really, that didn't help us either, because then they'd start looking at the analytics and be like, well, how come this one went down? And they look at the ranking report and say, well, how come I don't rank for these 5 words? What's going on? When really we want to focus them on the most important thing. We want them to focus on how much did we spend, how much did we generate, and what's the ROI, right? And so that's what we're going to talk about. We really want to focus our reporting on the key performance indicators. When we do that, we can take all the white noise away and just focus on the results, which is what the clients really want. Make them confident that they're with the right company, that they're getting a return on investment, that there's a long-term play in place. And that's what we can do with great metrics. I'm going to show you some really cool things we can do to cut through the noise, get to the key data that the clients want. Now, in addition to that, we also want to have an effective communication rhythm, right? If they're going to be paying $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 per month for our digital marketing services, we need to do the work, but we also need to be meeting with them on a monthly basis or sending a recap on a monthly basis via a Loom video of some sort so that they know, okay, we care about them, we're paying attention to them, and we've got things under control. We're doing the work, we're moving things forward. What I like to see is a monthly call with the client to review the reports, to review the progress, to talk about the next 90 days, and to seed the vision for where we're headed next. And really that's the third pillar of retention and effective communication. You can't just talk about retroactively what happened. Well, last month you got this much traffic, you got this many leads. What you want to do is seed the vision. Okay, so now that that's happened, what's the goal for the next 90 days? On your end, client. Excellent. Okay, here's what we're going to be working on. Here's what we're going to be bringing to the table. I find when you shift from just looking backwards, which is what most agencies do, to here's where we're going, and you see the vision, there's less churn, right? Because they see that you're progressively innovating and thinking about where things are going to go next. And then the third part is more around success management. I don't want to go too deep into this right now, but we have to track our retention rates, right? What you measure gets done. All too often I talk to agencies, I ask, how's business going? They're like, oh, things are going great. Okay, so tell me about the numbers. How's retention looking? I don't know. They don't know exactly what their monthly, quarterly, annual retention rate is because they're not tracking it. And the reality is you can't improve what you don't measure. So we have to have some metrics in place to track retention across the organization. We need to know what our KPIs are, our key performance indicators. How many clients did we check in with? How many clients took the monthly review? How often are we pulsing with the client? And then I really think you want to put some type of traffic light system in place where you can see, here's all of our clients, and whether it's 5 clients or 100 clients, here's our clients, which ones are green, happy, getting good results, communicating with us in a good place, probably willing to be a client testimonial or advocate. Yellow, something's not quite there. Either they're dodging our calls, or the results don't seem perfect, or there's something off, yellow. And then red, those clients at risk. Those clients that are unhappy, that have said, hey, this is not working correctly, or have expressed some frustration, or if in your own reporting you see they're just not getting results, red. And I find it can be extremely liberating as an agency owner to be able to look and see, okay, here's where we sit with our client base, and focus on the reds and move them back to green. Focus on the yellows and move them back to green. So putting some type of traffic light system in place. Now, I find these are the 3 key pillars and 3 key projects in each that can really change the game from a client retention perspective. But again, what I want to focus on right now is the strategic reporting. And again, we tried all of the different things, from not reporting anything to over-reporting. And at the end of the day, I want you to think about what your clients want. Why did they hire your services? What they actually want is a result. They want to spend money to generate more leads and more sales. That's really what they care about. They do not care about the mumbo jumbo. They don't care about how many links you built. They don't care about what the average cost per click was. They don't need to know about what the conversion rate of the landing page is, even though you should know that and you should be managing for that. Really what they want to know, and this is after working with hundreds of digital marketing agencies and hundreds of direct clients in plumbing and HVAC SEO, they want to know how much did we spend in management fees, in paid search, how many leads did we get, or how many opportunities came through as a function of that, and what's our ROI, right? How much do we spend? How many leads did we get? what's our return on investment? To the extent that you can boil your reporting down to that, you can instill a lot of confidence in the client that, okay, I'm spending money and I'm getting a return, and there's a plan at play, and I'm in good hands with a really solid agency. And so I just want to show you what's possible, and kind of the most simple version of this would be to be able to show, okay, here's the total amount. Here's how much we spent, right? $5,671. It might be a combination of management fees plus spend, right? And whether that's Google ads or that's Facebook ads or that's some other spend component, how much did we spend? And then how many leads did we generate? How many phone calls were tracked? How many web forms were submitted, right? How many total leads came in? And then using multivariate calculations, what's our average cost per lead, right? Clients love this. They love to know, okay, so I spent $5,000, I got 503 tracked leads, and it cost me about $11.27 per lead. And then you can take that this step further and show them, okay, well, if you track correctly and you've got your lead sources tracked in, this is how many came from organic, 167. This is how many came from Google pay-per-click, 100. And this is how many came from Google Maps, 221. And here's how many web forms came in, 16. Right? And then they're like, okay, I can see, look, here's how much I spent. Here's how many leads I generated. Here's where those leads came from. And then you can even take it to the step further beyond that to show, okay, well, if that's the case, what are our average conversion rates? Let's say it's of the 503, you're averaging 85% of those that are leads get booked into jobs or customers or cases or whatever it is in your particular case. So that would mean you'd have 428 clients, customers, jobs, whatever it is in your world. And then you can multiply out to figure out, okay, if that's the case, what's your average transaction value? $450, let's just say, or $1,000. What's your average case value? And you can say, okay, then based on that, and based on our average metrics or the metrics that you told us, your projected ROI is $122,000 in revenue, which is a 21-time return on investment. Right? When you can get your reporting from super complex to very simple like this, how much did we spend? How many leads did we generate? What's our average cost per lead? What's our projected ROI? We can instill a ton of confidence in our clients. And what's really interesting is we built this at Plumbing and HVAC SEO over the years. We're a multi-million-dollar agency. We made the Inc. 5000 list the last 5 years in a row. We invested heavily in a very expensive platform and kind of custom engineered this type of reporting. And I've been wanting to share this with the agency world because at Seven Figure Agency, that's what we do. We help digital marketing agencies grow and scale. We help them land clients, deliver results, retain at the highest level, and scale their business. And a big part of retention is this strategic reporting. But because the system that this is built in was so expensive, it would cost us thousands of dollars per month in order to put out these reports for our client base. And new agencies, even smaller ones that wanted to do it, it would start at about $1,000 per month, which is very, very high cost for most agencies. And so I've been trying to find a solution, I've been trying to find a way to make this more cost effective. And so I'm really excited we were able to roll up our sleeves with Rob and Joe Troyer and the team at Gray Metrics to take this exact reporting and bring it into Gray Metrics at a very cost effective option. So you can present your clients with the current call tracking you have in place, with the current systems that you're using. How much did we spend? How many leads did we generate? What's our average cost per lead? And so really that's what I want to suggest you do in order to truly maximize your retention rate is lead with this key performance data, right? Lead with how much did we spend, how many leads, what's our average cost per click, and then have all of the other reporting information ready and kind of ready to discuss if the client asks, right? We can have ranking reports, we can have Google Analytics, we can have all of our Google ad and Facebook ad data ready to roll. Lead with the KPIs, get the client excited about the results, talk about the vision and where they're headed next, let them know what the plan is and what you need them to do on their end, seed the vision for where they're going. I promise you, you're going to improve retention. And Gray Metrics is going to be a big part of helping you present the key information that you need without overwhelming the client and making them feel real confident in your services. Hope this is helpful. If you have any follow-up questions, feel free to reach out and let me know. Can't wait to see you start to implement this and get great results for your clients and report the key performance metrics that they really need to see.